The greatest that ever did it, Jim Lampley. Jim, before we get to Jacobs, how are you feeling at this becoming the conclusion of HBO's boxing's time in the sport?
I'm sad, but, philosophical. I knew it was going to happen, and it's not the worst thing in the history of the world.
What do you think it means? Is the sport in good hands right now, going forward?
There are 500 television networks who want to do it, and 500 promoters, etc. I mean, I always say, and I'll say it again, there are more good fighters on the planet than ever before. The question is getting them together to fight each other. In the old days, Ray Leonard and Tommy Hearns fought each other. I don't see Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford and Keith Thurman running toward each other, and that's what we need to see for the sport to be really healthy.
Jim, what are some of your fondest memories over your time calling all these great fights for
Max and Roy? I mean, seriously, just the friendships that I've developed. I just had hugs from Miguel Cotto, Zab Judah, Monty Barrett. Those are my finest memories. Seriously, all these people. To see Miguel grow into a promoter and the family man that he is, and as I said at the beginning of the fight, that Machado has Miguel to groom him as a human being, not just as a fighter, as a human being, and you can see that in Machado, his poise and his presence. It's all coming together for him, and these people are great human beings, all of them, and it's a terrible day. It was a devastating day for the country. It reminds us of what terrible shape we're in. But this sport, which is the ultimate metaphor for life at large and how we live, I thought gave us another great night.
And then any thoughts on George, Larry, and Emmanuel, who aren't here tonight, obviously, but you called some great fights.
I just went to Boise, Idaho a couple of weeks ago to appear at an event that honored George. He's one of the greatest men I've ever known. And I called Larry and said, I'm representing you here. And again, those are things I'll carry the rest of my life. That goes way beyond boxing, but this is part of what boxing gave to me.
Where will you carry Pac Marquez for? Because I thought that was an amazing
Pacquiao Marquez.
Between you and Roy.
All those rivalries. Listen, Pacquiao Marquez and the 3 Barrera Morales fights and the 3 Gaddy Ward fights and the 3 Bo Holyfield fights. I could go on and on and on. They're all mine. They're in my memory bank. They're my privilege to have called those fights. So I'm the very luckiest person ever to sit in my seat at ringside, and I will never forget how lucky I've been.
And Jim, forget the humility. Why are you the greatest ever?
I'll go back to the humility.
Okay, but one more, Jim.